Hello, gorgeous darlings. Happy Friday. Friday is such a fun day. I know some of you are in Australia, so it's already Saturday, so you've already gotten the party started. If you come on live or in the replay, please put your emojis here saying that you've been here. It helps you integrate and really take this information in. So here's the BS lie that pisses me off, because I know so many women, and I work with lots of them, powerful, wonderful women from all walks of life, women that are earning six figures, women that are authors, speakers, healers. And you know what? This bullshiz comes up again and again, and that is, I am not enough. And you know, it's been programmed in by magazines, media, parents, society, you know, all this body shaming and all this BS. I'm going to tell you a story. I was in my early 20s. I had just had a little career run with Pat Summerall Productions, working on the Discovery Channel. What many people did not know is before that I'd been drugged and raped, had left a period of time dancing in an exotic as an exotic dancer, and I was embarrassed, ashamed, and really wanted a better way of life, but didn't yet have the emotional capacity or belief system until that, you know, tragedy happened of someone putting Rohypnol in my tea. It was eye-opening, awakening. I went to Landmark Forum with the only goal, no one else knew except for who took my intake form in. My only goal was to have the guts and the courage to be able to leave that career and to believe that I would be able to do something different. Well, good thing I did, because I ended up getting to be a producer on the Discovery Channel, and that really set my life on a whole new course. And part of that course was that I got to work with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and they were so awesome, Judith and Chino and Dawn, James Spooner, and invited me to speak at one of their events. And you guys, I had great friends with me. Sorry, I'm trying to share this on my personal page. I had great friends with me, Mesa, Amy, Jody, and basically, you know, I was fully supported. But even in that moment, there was, and this happens a lot in transition, there was this, my heart always knew, hey, I want to be a part of this industry that is impacting me. You see, even before dancing, self-development was changing my world. It was impacting me. And some people would say, and I want you to think this about yourself, some people would say, well, so you got into self-development. I did. At 18, I read 75 books. Then you ended up being a dancer, and an exotic dancer. Doesn't really look like you're winning there. But you know what? It doesn't matter what other people saw on the outside, because what was happening is my internal belief system was changing. Internally, things were shifting. I was becoming a new person, but it doesn't happen overnight, okay? Some things happen quickly and they seem like boom, they're just clicking, but most things take a little bit of time to grow and to change and to shift. And so one of the things that used to really, if you're live with me, say hello. So one of the things that used to really defeat me is the shame of like, oh, I used to be a dancer. Oh, the family that I came from, and I have a great family, but our struggles were real, like many families. We're human beings, you know, and I had so much shame and so much embarrassment. So I got invited to speak at the Napoleon Hill Foundation. You guys, it was literally within a year. I had been a dancer in a nightclub, a stripper, a year before. I was trying to bury it, a year or less. And so I felt so insecure in some ways. I felt completely honored, because part of my heart knew, like, yes, this is an industry that I want to be a part of. It's an industry that has changed my life already, that has helped me start to shift my legacy. But I also had all these old childhood beliefs all the damage, and I got some good things out of being a stripper too, but all the damage that I took on from being that, those things were also operating, right? So when you're in the middle of processing, of leaving, this old behavior, it doesn't matter if yours was that extreme. It's all relative. When you're leaving behind emotional behaviors that are coming from deep-seated beliefs about yourself, beliefs in your womb, beliefs in your heart, beliefs that come from, being raised by imperfect beings, right? That are making mistakes and charting this way as we go, that are in their own survival mode. When you're coming from that, and you also have this vision for your future of where you're going, it can feel like, oh my gosh, I am screwing this shiz up. Like, I have no way to get there. So I'm going to take you back to that story. So again, I've been a stripper in an exotic club, or as an exotic club, you get what I'm saying. I was ashamed, embarrassed, wasn't my highest choice, but was the highest choice that I had the emotional capacity and belief system to do then. I was already in the self-development world, okay? There was a trauma. It woke me up. I made new choices. I got really lucky, and the laws of manifestation were working for me, even in the middle of that mess, okay? And I got invited to, I got to work for the Pat Summerall Productions, be a producer on their Discovery Channel. I got invited to speak at the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Loving friends with me. You guys, I was so worried that people were going to figure out who I was, and I felt so not enough yet, but at the same time knew that this was my next step, that I bought a really boxy suit. I'm petite, so if things don't cut in and show my waist, I can really get lost. And I did that purposely, and I put my makeup on really dark, trying to appear older and just trying to blend in. And thankfully, it was an amazing talk. I got a standing ovation. My friends were there. It was a beautiful moment in my life. But I just want you to know, and this was years ago, I'm nearly 40. That was, I don't know, I was 23, 24, something like that. But what I want you to know is that when there's a vision in your heart, and there's a place that you're called to go, or there's some, and I'm not even talking about just big dreams. I'm talking about, hey, I want to stop yelling at my kids, or I want to get fit and go to the gym. When there's a place that you feel in your heart called to go, okay, and you feel that vision and you feel that inspiration, it is yours. You can have it if you will connect to that, be merciful with yourself. And it's natural for the things to come up that show you that you're not that yet, right? There were lots of reasons I could have settled with, you know what, I'm not enough. Look at the statistics about how I grew up, and look at what statistics say about who I should be, and look at the statistics of all these things, and look at the choices that I've made. And that would have been debilitating. And it was actually when I bought into those thoughts. But to become that next part, that next level, that next behavior, you've got to first become it inside. You've heard that before, right? You've got to feel it. You've got to believe it. You've got to own it and become congruent with that. And part of it is shifting what you're telling yourself. So when you're like, oh, I want to be really fit, but I'm really overweight. If you sit there and go, I'm not enough, I'm not fit enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not young enough, old enough. It's all BS that we can buy into, and it's paralyzing, it's debilitating, it sucks the life out of you and the room that you're in. Listen, you are God or goddess happening. You are source energy. You are called to greatness, to goodness, to exploration, to love, to divinity, to relaxation, to feel nourished, to feel like you deserve to be here. And yes, there is some work and there's a process, but beating yourself up will not get you there. And if it does, it'll get you there in a stressed out environment, body. It's not sustainable. It's not cozy. It's very serious and very hard, and it doesn't have to be that way. So if no one's told you today, you are enough. And please buy into that story. Even if you don't feel it yet, start to sink in, and it's not going to happen just through your head space. Hi, if you're here watching, say hello. Hi, Christy. Where are you watching? So if you, hello. Yeah, so where are you watching and what are you up to? So if you are feeling, and we all go through this, and it can creep in on me, the inadequacies of where you are now and where versus where you want to be, or where you feel the people are around you. First of all, know that that's part of the process, and you've got to first sync up and align here and start to believe and know that you are enough. That's why your heart is called into it, and you have to become enough here first before it'll come on the outside. And it doesn't happen from just analyzing. That's the beginning. Oh, the awareness. Oh, I've got to become it inside. But if you spend all your time going, how do I become it? I'm not becoming it. How do I become enough? I've got to believe that I'm enough. If you do it all in your headspace, it's going to be a slow grind. You'll eventually get it in. And that's one way to do it. But you've got to sink into your body, sink into your heart, and do the work to feel it. Get mentors, get counselors, get into meditation, get into movement, and actually get it in here. Get it in your heart, get it in your gut, get it in your womb or your hara space, okay? Because that is when it becomes an actuality. That is whenever the seeds start to show up in your life, and you deserve this. You deserve this. Thank you so much for watching. If you feel it's valuable, share it. Look, book a soul to soul chat with me. I'm going to put my link in here. I'd love to know what's going on with you, if this work calls to you, and I'll share with you my work that I'm doing and see if it's a fit for you. Either way, you'll get incredible value. I am super focused on you. It's a mini energetic session. And thanks for dropping in. I've been going for a while now. Hi, Zoe. So you're enough. You're enough. If you struggle with this, write it in here. And I want to hear you say, I am enough. Write it in the comments. I am enough. I declare I'm done with the BS lie of not being enough, because you know what it does? It just debilitates you. It puts you in your bed. It makes you small. It shuts down your gift and your calling, and you're not responsible for anybody else. You're not responsible to activate anybody else before yourself. This is the body that you've been given. This is the life that you've been given. It's the life that you chose. We are on the leading edge. We are spirits who get to activate, innovate, live our lives, taste ice cream, play in the rain, make love, get our hearts smashed and then rebuilt. This is your life. And when you're living in body shame, shame of yourself, when you're beating yourself up for past choices, for the family you were raised in, the thing you didn't do, the mistake that you made this morning, you are not owning your truth. You are not owning your life. And it is freaking, I really want to cuss, paralyzing. It is the biggest lie that holds your magnificence from the world, and it's time to be done with it. Yes, Zoe, I'm enough. Christy, yes, amen. Say it, I am enough, and be done with it. And you know what? When you find your sisters or you find someone in the marketplace, look them in the eye and just say today to someone, look, you're enough. You're amazing. You are killing it. You are crushing it in life, because as you give that to someone else, it flows through you. Look, I have chills. This is one of, come on, how many people have lived in the freaking diet shame where you want to go to the beach, and instead of enjoying Cabo or Miami or the pool time, you're thinking, because other women are going to be there and guys are looking, you're thinking about the cellulite on your freaking butt and your legs, right? You're holding stuff over your stomach, or you get trash. There's a time for that, so that you don't have to think about what's going on with your body. How much time has been wasted in body shame alone, right? And we live in a world, for a lot of reasons, women are not loving and attuning into their bodies, right? Yeah, you were about to take a nap and now you're all fired up. Yay. Good, girl, because you are here, Zoe. And I always pray that the people that are supposed to hear this are here. and you're here live. So respond to that. What is Spirit calling you to? What are you called to that not being enough has held you back from? Where have you believed that line? You did not shine bright because you were busy inside beating the out of yourself, right? It's like, it's such a waste of life, of beauty, of vitality, of truth, of passion, of your spirit. TikTok, darlings. Life is going by, and you know what? It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 40, tomorrow or 100. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us. Right now is what's promised, okay? This body that you're in, that's what's promised. And so right now, anywhere in your life that you have been held back, I want you to think about it. Where have I been held back because I'm not enough? I'm not young enough, smart enough, thin enough, good enough to get that guy, to get that promotion, to write that book, to wear this bathing suit, to ask for la 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 la. And when you just feel into that, just ask your heart, ask your womb, you know, have I wasted my energy and my time here? Feel like how much time that takes up, how much emotional baggage. Like when we're doing that to ourselves, guess what? You're the abuser. You're the one, and many of us unfortunately have been through physical, sexual, mental abuse. But you know what? When you keep allowing that and you become the taskmaster and the person speaking that shiz into your body, into your being, now you're the abuser. And no one can take responsibility for that but you, okay? You have to own that, all right? That's not on anyone else. It's not on your mom. It's not on that fucker. I cussed. It's not on the person. Yeah, not clear enough. It was such an excuse. I'm not clear enough, right? Guess what? Not being clear is awesome. It's exploration. It's looking for clarity. It's curiosity. It's discovery, right? And whenever we keep saying that stuff to ourselves, we keep generating it, and we bring all this other stuff of I'm still not enough. Yeah. Listen, you are enough. You are enough. I'm a spirit. You're a spirit. Just take a moment and just look into my eyes, spirit to spirit. Let's put everything away. Take a deep breath in. Yeah, I've got to go. But thank you for that holy moment of being with me. I felt it. I felt the energy. I felt the frequency. I love you. Say it again. I am enough. And when you feel yourself starting to be like, thank you, I will not abuse myself anymore. I love you. I support you. I stand for myself. I stand for all women. I stand for people on the planet owning their voice, owning their lives, owning their bodies, owning their freedom. I am freaking enough. And I am done with the BS lie that I am not enough, that you are not enough. We are enough. And own that space, darling. Own it for yourself first, for your children, if you have them, and for people on the planet. Come on, people are freaking miserable. Yes, I'm enough. Woo! Wow, so much love. Thank you, ladies.